The Bruins win Game 8 against the St. Louis Blues. Mike Petraglia here inside TD Garden alongside colleague Nick Quaglia. The Bruins beat the St. Louis Blues here on a regular season Saturday night by a score of 3-0. David Pastrnak with his league-leading 11th goal of the year. Also, Anders Bjork put one past Jordan Binnington, and for good measure, Brandon Carlo with an empty net. Everything the Bruins really wanted to accomplish here on Saturday night, I thought, Nick, they did, starting with Zdeno Chara hammering Oskar Sundqvist about 38 seconds into the game.
Yeah, that was very important to get the game going. You could see the message that they were sending right off the bat, and right off with the Chara hit. They wanted to play physical. The first period, it was almost like the Bruins weren't even playing hockey. They weren't looking. It looked like they weren't looking to score goals. They were looking to set that tone through the entire first period, and they were hitting. I forget who it was, but there was an elbow thrown against the boards. Not an elbow, but he threw his back into him. There were a lot of bodies flying. It was a great way to start off the game, especially from a fan standpoint. And that's almost what you expected too, because remember, actually, Bruins Vancouver, it was the same way the next year after the Bruins won the Stanley Cup. First time meeting again, and it was like a wrestling match on the ice.
It really was entertaining to watch from a intensity point of view. I asked Bruce Cassidy, the Bruins head coach, after the game, how important it was for their captain, Zdeno Chara, to be the one to deliver that hit against somebody who knocked out Matt Grzelcyk in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals, Sundqvist, last spring.
Yeah, and you could hear the Garden too erupt when that happened. But it just goes back to the message. They wanted to show these guys that we're not going to be in a slump early. That what you guys did to us in Game 7 last year, that means nothing in this game. We're going to come out firing, we're going to hit you, we're going to score goals. And it was 3-0. It looks on the scoreboard like the Bruins dominated them. I thought it was a pretty even game for the most part. I didn't think they dominated them, but the Bruins did everything right tonight for the most part. And the physicality to get everything going was an excellent way to set the tone.
This Garden Report on Ice brought to you by the great folks at betonline.ag. Go to betonline.ag, our exclusive online sportsbook partner, and use that promo code CLNS50 for your 50% welcome bonus. After the game, finally, speaking with Nick Quaglia here, I asked Tuukka Rask, when did this become just another regular season game? And he said it was as soon as the regular season schedule came out. The Cup was not in the building. Nothing beyond a regular season game was going to be determined tonight.
Yeah, and that was, to start the season, there was a lot of talk, are the Bruins going to come out in a slump? Because when a team leaves, especially the way they lost, Game 7, everybody was excited for Game 7 last year, and you can't go into this game and not have that thought in your mind, especially from a media standpoint, from a fan standpoint. And after losing a game like that, some teams would come out, especially if they're not mentally tough, and they would have a tough go of it to start off the season. And these guys have shown, and they've proved now, that that does not matter. They're playing the regular season, and they're looking to get back to the postseason, back to the Cup. That's what their main focus is. They're not worried about what the Blues did to them, and it really showed throughout this entire game.
So what kind of significance do you think this Bruins 3-0 win in a regular season game in late October has to the Boston Bruins, and what kind of impact can it have to the Bruins going forward this season? We want to hear your comments in the comments section below. Please leave those comments, and also follow us on Twitter all season long at Bruins CLNS. Final again, the Bruins 3, the St. Louis Blues 0. Inside TD Garden for Nick Quaglia, I'm Mike Petraglia, CLNS Media.